Brightest blessings, everybody. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. For any of you who are new and just stopped by, perhaps you were guided, I welcome you here. My name is Elizabeth. I am a psychic medium, a divine channeler, a spirit extractor specialist, as well as a divine twin flame on the path to union. And it has been amazing being here and assisting people on YouTube, and it's been fantastic to be able to help people with the private readings that I do, as well as the clearing work. When it's time for me to do the clearing work, I take breaks with that, and I'm currently taking a break for now. But it's just been awesome to be able to support people on their journeys and be able to help, where I can. So thank you so much to those of you who have been clients, been loyal clients. Thank you, subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, you may think about subscribing. With my channel, I try to bring forth as many channel messages as I can to support people on their journeys. I also like to share things like protection methods and healing tools, inspirations, anything that would be relevant, to help people along with their ascension journeys. So it's really work that I'm so blessed to be doing, and I never take it for granted. And I have been really thankful hearing from so many people how these videos have been helping. And, so many clients, they make sure that they tell me that. And, I receive emails. So it's just awesome to know that, my work is resonating with you and that it's helped you so much. It's surreal. And I am on a journey that's very similar to you who are watching this now. And so I understand the obstacles, I understand the challenges, I understand lots of the different emotions that you go through with the journey, especially, the twin flame journey. And it's just really nice to be able to have that relation and be able to support each other. So thank you so much. It means so much. And if anyone is new watching this, I do monthly messages from the angelic channeled messages every month. These are the big messages. So I give a lot of the moon messages or the different portals that come up, but I absolutely do the monthly messages. So this may be something that you might want to favor or, hit like, just so you can go back. There might be some things in there for you personally, or perhaps you just need to take it in more. So you may want to definitely do that. I am so excited about these messages. I know I tend to say that all the time, but for those of you who may not be as excited about the holiday season, and I know for some people it's a very hard time of year. Some people feel like they're very lonely. It's sometimes, with family, it can be very challenging for those who have challenging family situations. Sometimes it gets us to reflect, but sometimes we end up reflecting in a way which we get really sad, or we feel like we have lack. And, then we find ourselves getting, angry at Christmas or the holiday season, and getting angry at Christmas songs, and then feeling sorry for ourselves and that type of thing. So, if you are struggling right now, I'm really hoping that these messages can turn things around for you. And as I always say, help to bring the bigger overall picture. And before I get into the messages, I just wanted to show you guys this. And of course, this is very symbolic. And we are having the winter solstice come, or Yule, come on December 21st. It is the sun in Capricorn, so fire to earth. And I was lucky enough to find this amazing birch candle holder. And birch is a lady's tree, and it represents brand new beginnings. So very important wood, especially to the Druids. This wood of new beginnings, I know, represents, and the fire, the new spark of life, represents these messages I'm going to be sharing straight from Archangel Michael. So for those of you who are new, Michael's always in my corner, as I say. And I'm very close with Michael. Michael always gives very strong, very direct messages, and Michael stepped forward to give these. And I knew that there was something very important that was coming about this particular solstice. Not that the other solstices have not been powerful and impactful, but this one in particular, even through the readings I've been doing for people, Michael kept mentioning about the solstice and how it was going to be addressing a lot, and it was a very big turning point for many. And so that's going to be really a really huge theme with these messages. And I got some of them down. Now, when I do these messages, they are absolutely channeled. I hear actual angels audibly, so I'm able to hear what Michael is telling me. I'm able to hear what my team is telling me, and as they're telling me this, as I'm hearing it inside of my head, I am getting the messages down. So I did it on my my laptop because it's just easier, and I'm able to save it myself. So I am going to be reading these messages to you. But if there's anything else that I'm receiving intuitively that I feel like I want to add in there, I will do that. Also, wait, I want to show you this too. This is another really important stone, actually symbol for now. So take a look at this. I found this, and this is a beautiful citrine, raw citrine. How beautiful is that? Let me catch it with the light. I may do a video just on citrine because I love crystals, I love stones. I know so many of you do too. But the citrine in particular is all about sun energy, solar energy. This crystal never needs clearing, by the way. Citrine is one of those crystals that doesn't. But it's really here to bring that sun energy, that solar energy to earth. It's here to aid your heart, really bring light to your heart. And so that's what this solstice, this month, this is what it's about, guys. This is what's happening. So if any of you are drawn to citrine, I would definitely recommend this stone. It's a beautiful stone. It helps also with, you know, the solar plexus and your confidence. So there's so many beautiful benefits, but it's such a joyful, beautiful stone. And one I certainly am always drawn to. So let's talk about these messages. Okay. Wow. And so if anyone, like I said, is going through a rough time or getting down about the season, getting impatient about your twin, your beloved, as to if things are going anywhere or they're not going anywhere, or I'm not really sure what's happening, am I a twin anymore? Is this really going to happen in the physical? Definitely pay attention to these messages, and you may want to save this. So let me start out. Okay. I, Archangel Michael, am coming forth to deliver messages that are urgent to be heeded at this time. December, I come to you, and this month of December will be one that will push unions of twin flames together at a rate which is accelerated. Many of you have been struggling with finishing up the last of your major healing work before a union in the physical would be able to be harmoniously carried out for missions. And this is very true. And this has been echoing a lot of what I've been getting with my clients. It is coming up that we're having accelerated healing that's been happening. So things are really being pushed, and they're being pushed fast. And there are some major things that people are still finishing up, but we are getting there. And that's what's really important to remember is that we are getting there. The struggles that you are facing are deep core wounds that you have accumulated from times of trauma and tragedy. These deep core wounds surface as emotional and mental imbalances and which have gone on as toxic patterns that have become the nature of your personality, yet they are not truly who you are. These patterns are now being closed out, and healing of these will truly be surfacing for the very last time in this month due to the urgency of the turnaround, and which will usher union for twins. So this is really big to understand, is that we are closing out these patterns. So we've talked about how we get to certain junctures and their closeouts, right? But this December, when we're talking about the solstice especially, is going to be a major closeout. Okay, and it's going to be a turning point. The healings that we have been working on, the things that have been there, it's not going to be about we're going to keep resorting back to those things. We're going to keep resorting back to those patterns. It's not about that any longer. We are healing these out for good. So when we talk about an accelerated rate, oftentimes we're like, wow, that's great, good. I want to get things done quick. The divine is asking for these unions really quick now to happen. And so we're going through processes quick. And the thing is, when we're going through something that's accelerated, it's actually a lot more intensified. So if you are experiencing a lot of intensified emotions, intensified mental patterns, intensified detoxification in all ways, intensified ascension symptoms, please know that it's there because, it's finishing up. We are finishing up this work so that way we can move forward into our main missions, into the reunions, bringing these missions. For some, it may feel as though patterns are only worsening, never to leave, or that you may need to relive these traumas. These patterns are now being released, and all support and action is being given via guidance so that these healings may finally come to a resolve. So this is really, we're able to exhale. We've been through so much. For those of you who are watching this, you may be new to the twin flame journey, but if you are someone who has been through this, you've been awakened for some time, you've been going through a lot of your own healing, it's frustrating. Sometimes it feels like, am I ever going to get out of this? Sometimes it feels like, am I ever going to get healed from this? It's very exhausting on the physical body. It's exhausting mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's exhausting. And so, we heal a lot of these things, as I always say with my videos, that we go through the layers of this. So it's like peeling a layer of an onion. So I've mentioned that before. I just want to mention that again for anyone who's new, who maybe have not seen the other videos. And so, yes, it's not easy to go through this, but we are getting somewhere where we no longer have to experience this anymore. It's coming out for good, and that is really a great thing. So please stay with yourself, stay with yourself, and mentally, emotionally, stay with your physical body, who is going through so much as it's cleaning out the old energy, the old dense energy, detoxifying so much, and really taking on these higher frequencies so quickly that your physical body is going, oh my gosh, and that's where the exhaustion is coming from. That's where the symptoms are coming from. Your body's trying to, integrate everything, and that takes some time there to be able to adjust, for the physical body to adjust to everything. So just stay with yourselves. I know it's difficult, but try your best. Michael goes on to say, traumas that have been conditioned from childhood, mental and emotional dis-ease, physical challenges due to toxic patterns and traumas from this lifetime as well as former will be coming to a head in order to be eradicated. For you see, these patterns have no place within the twin flame union, for the vibration of the union will be high and the alignment will be key moving forward. Self-alignment is being supported, and all that is not of this will be falling away. So we urge you to address all issues, all patterns, all hurts, all regrets, all abandonment, all wounds, all physical difficulties, all that would not support the twin flame mission. For many, these challenges have been for your entire lifetime. The pushing of these patterns out of the systems, organs, and multidimensional bodies will be continuing at an accelerated rate. So I mentioned that before, is that we're pushing so much out of us. The body's getting exhausted. Sometimes it does cause some nervous system challenges there. And when we're talking about nervous system challenges, we're also talking about how that affects stress levels. We're talking about how, we get stressed out. That can also, wreak havoc on our hormonal systems. There's a lot of things that are doing like this whole resynchronizing act. So try your best to stay with everything, but everything is being supported here. The raising of frequencies within the light body vehicle is intense, yes, and accelerated indeed due to the calling of unions and the manifested reality. The suffering that many are experiencing due to this acceleration is an exhaustion and a detoxification. For some, there will be mental and emotional swings and much pain physically. We do honor your courage and commitment to service and will assist you with your recuperation in all ways. However, we are unable to stop this accelerated process. We can only support you as you continually shift. Please be aware of any and all you can do to support your shifting, for this is guidance that you are receiving. There are many healers and spiritual guides that are incarnated now who will be available and sent to you as per request to assist you with your individual challenges, and this is highly recommended. You do not have to do this alone, for you are not alone. Okay, so this is something to realize. So if you are getting, you're praying and you're getting guidance, and what you're getting as far as synchronicities and guidance is to really reach out to a healer, with an energy healer or a physical therapist or someone who is holistic that can help you work through your childhood traumas, or if you've been a victim of rape or molestation, if you have felt abandonment because your parents have gone through a divorce, if you've gone through a lot of self-worth issues, and that has come from your upbringing and the things that you went through regarding your parents, or perhaps you've been in relationships which have been very destructive, and that's caused that. We're getting to the core of all of this. So going back to the root cause, and we're getting to the core of these wounds, so that way we can work through them. But don't think that you have to do all of this by yourself. You have, of course, your spiritual team. You have your angels and your guides to call upon. And what usually happens in my personal sessions is that Archangel Michael will step forward and Archangel Raphael will step forward. Raphael will absolutely help with the emotional issues. Anything that is weighing very heavy on the heart. If there are physical issues, physical challenges, Archangel Raphael will lead you to the correct healer. All you need to do is ask, who's the correct healer for my highest good? Please lead me to a divine healer or a healer that would be best, that would resonate with me, to assist me with getting through, these issues. They will do that. I did this myself, and I was led to amazing healers that have helped me nutritionally in so many ways, and that's led to other things where it's going to be helping me more so with some nervous system challenges that I'm currently going through. And this is all due to we're just changing so much. Not only have we gathered so much from the traumas from this lifetime and other lifetimes, but we also, because we've gone up in frequency and it's been such a fast process, our bodies do tend to get that little bit of that damage or not be able to catch up. So you have that support there. And so if you are guided, please reach out, and perhaps there's a healer that can help you out to finish up some of this work. You are all a part of the great oneness and unconditional love movement for Gaia. We are assisting each and every one of you and are here to be called upon at any time. December 21st is the winter solstice. I remember I said that the winter solstice, it's the sun in Capricorn actually. So that's the sun, fire, and earth. So fire being brought to earth. So I want to talk about, wow, my gosh, we're bringing divine energy to the planet for manifestation, for growth. So that's a really huge thing there. And Michael says that it's going to be quite an extraordinary closure of huge impact. At this gateway, the great solar energy of the divine masculinity will make its way through, and this fire will create such a beautiful activation for all masculines who have been struggling. Now, we've talked about this last December, but I have to tell you that this December, because of everything we've gone through, all the portal energies and how we've went up in frequency, how we have the 5D layout unfolding, that the impact on the divine masculines will be so much more so and so much more accelerated than even last year, and last year was huge. So just for divine feminine who are watching this, and perhaps you follow the channel, you subscribe to the channel, and I had talked about this, please know that this is not a repeat of information. This is information that's coming right from the divine beings. So I'm the messenger. I'm just the messenger here. Know that when we're going through these portals now, that they are much different from the past portals. So they're a heck of a lot more intense, and things are happening a lot faster. So keep that in mind. The birth of the light of divine source, the light of revelation, the light of the Holy Father, this is the light that will bring forth the new beginning. This shall transition over to a new world. a living in which will be at a higher frequency and shall go forth to excel on the earthly plane, transforming darkness into light. So yes, living from the 5D consciousness. Now this is different from the full planetary ascension which we're going towards. So we are working towards that, and the light workers, the twin flames, we're here to help hoist that planet up and assist with that planetary ascension. But right now we're talking about living from the 5D consciousness. So this is really amazing, and this is what's coming now. Actually, this is what's taking place. So it's really amazing to know that we are in really beautiful times of light. So even though so many things are very negative, say that we watch on the news and things, please know that those who have chosen to be here for the ascension and to bring the light, we know there's so much more than what we are witnessing on the news. There's more that's happening, and it's really an honor to be a part of that. Your own darkness and your beloveds will be transformed, and the holy light will bring forth the life force and vital force energies to support every area of your lives and your unions. Okay, so there's no need to worry that you're not being supported, that all aspects aren't being supported. Any of you who are worrying about bills, you're worrying about, paying for a home or paying for your apartment, or, whatever bills arise, or, you're concerned about any of your personal aspects, please know that every single aspect, it is being addressed. There's support that's there. You're not alone. You haven't been left. Please know that. The darkness and the weight will be coming to a close. The crossroads. Now, many of my clients, and I'm there as well right now, at a crossroads where things really don't seem to be moving anywhere. We're just we're there, but we're there because there are very real things for us to become aware of. There's things to learn. There's very deep healing. There's a shift that needs to take place there. So being at a crossroads is not something that's a bad thing. Some people look at it and like, God, I'm stuck at the crossroads. I'm stuck. My life is stuck. You don't want to perceive your life as being stuck. You don't want to give power and focus to stuck energy, because we are creating, remember we talked about this, for those of you who have watched the channel, we are now creating very instantly. So wherever we're placing our focus, our intention and our focus, so not just a passing thought, but wherever we're putting our focus, our intention, that is going to manifest instantly, okay? So we don't want to give our intention and our focus over to that we're stuck, because that's only going to create more of stuck, right? So please know that yes, there's things that you can do to support this process even more, and to know that the crossroads is a place which is not a bad place. It's not a place of being stuck. It's a place of what is there more to do. What do I need to stop and become more aware of? Almost think about it as like, because we're currently in Mercury retrograde until December 6th, right? So think of it kind of like a Mercury retrograde. So in a way, it's very close to that, because it gets us to kind of review and evaluate and make changes as necessary, right? So that's what the crossroads is. And Michael talks about that the suffering and the crossroads, that will be coming to an end when the light comes. So when the solstice comes, we are going to be heading off that crossroads place, really moving forward here. So that's something to really understand. All will be carrying forward in ways in which will seem quite swift and almost surreal. The miracles that you will experience will be unfolding in the new year. Do not despair, dear ones. The dark does not last. The dark has taught you, grown you, shaped you, and prepared you. The dark in which will not return. All the ways and old fears will be transmuted by the powers of the divine gold platinum light of joy, abundance, and ultimate freedom to create. So I really like that Michael mentioned that about the dark, because some people, I feel like they look at the dark as something that's evil, or it's terrible. We can't acknowledge the dark. And the thing is that everything has duality. Life has there's life, there's death, there's feminine, there's masculine. Everything has duality to it. And the dark has its place just as much as the light does. The dark does help us when we're going through the dark, when we're going through our shadow selves, when we're going through the dark night of soul, all of that how are we able to get to the light if we don't acknowledge the shadows, if we're not able to learn about the dark side? The dark side is something that we are not to resist within ourselves. It's for us to learn from, and there are gifts from that dark, okay? There really are. And so being in balance is really key here, and honoring balance. Now, if you're not balanced and you're all the way in the dark side, so obviously, you know, that's not going to help you to be creating a harmonious life for yourself, you know, harmonious circumstances. But you want to be able to understand balance and honor balance. So this is something very important to know. Now, when he is saying the dark shall not return, what he is really referring to is those old fears from the dark, the things in which you have had to face. Those things are not, we're not to be going back to the past with those and struggling with those any longer. Those we are closing the door on. So those are to be transmuted now. And that gold light, that divine light, is here to help us. It's here to shed light, transform everything. The love of the divine masculine is strong. His will to move forward is not to be disbelieved. The transition of the divine masculine is now being greatly pushed forward. Okay, so if you are a divine masculine, please know that your transition time, it is here. And you are getting all the support that's needed to be able to push you forward and to come into deeper realizations about yourself, and to help you to really understand your heart space and how to be powerful from your heart space rather than being so heavy in your logical mind, your analytical mind, and your own will. So it's about, we can use those. Those are useful. Yes, here we go with duality and balance. What we're here to do is to really live a balanced life. So we are making choices from our heart space, where our heart space leads the way. But we also have to understand that the logical side and the analytical side have their place. They do. They do help us. But we don't want them to have the upper hand. We don't want the ego to have the upper hand. The upper hand belongs to the love, to the heart space. But the ego does have its own way of helping us with everyday life. So that's definitely a truth. But the divine masculine, and for those of you who are feminine and who have been concerned, they are being greatly pushed forward. Again, it's being done in a very fast way. For many of the masculines, they will feel a great rise within their heart space, a great flush of energy, in which shall permeate every energetic center. This shift will bring them into their new beginning, and they will finish all of the past and will part with all energetic entanglements. So if you have a divine masculine who has a third party situation, if they are still contemplating divorce, many of them are in the middle of going through with the divorce and court and all of that, and getting everything together. Please know that they are finishing that up, and to have patience with them and to have the energetic support in place. So don't give up on your masculine ladies. Okay, ladies or gentlemen, either way. So feminine. Please do not give up on your divine masculines, because they are getting the support. They are going through the transitioning. They are being prepared for this, in which you both are here for. And so energetically, don't shut them out. They might have blocked you. They may not be in contact with you right now. You may have left off in a very harsh way, but it's not about you shutting them out and being, I don't need you anymore. I don't care about you anymore. It's all about my empowerment. It's not about that. It's about bringing everything again into balance, and to hold that space and do so in a loving way, in a compassionate way, demonstrating and expressing unconditional love energetically. So even though you may not be communicating in the physical, please know that's okay, because that will change when the time is right. But even though that's not happening, there's so many ways in which energetically you can still send your love. Visualizing that love, working up that love, sending them pink and green light from your heart space. sending those intentions out of happiness and peace and support with their changes. So there's no need to push them away energetically, because that's never going to bring reunion in the physical. It's not. If you do have a bitterness that's left, if you do have anger that's left from how you've left off, or how there was treatment there, mistreatment, then you guys are in separation right now, and you're most likely at a crossroads right at this moment, so that way you can let go of that anger and let go of that bitterness and release that and heal from that, and then come into a place of supporting the union again, claiming the union again, and energetically always sending that love. So that might be for someone very particular out there who's watching this. That does tend to happen because we just don't want to get hurt again, because we've had bad experiences. But what Michael is saying, that, you know, what transpired, the things that have happened, all of the past, any kinds of hurts and things. This involves also if you've had bad experiences with your twin in the physical. It's now time to let that go. It's time to close it out and release it for good. You will not see repeats of these things. These things are absolutely ending. They are absolutely changing. And so it's for you to come to that belief and accept that, and be able to let go of any and all baggage, any and all lower feelings, lower emotions towards your masculine. Okay, it's really going to help things a lot, really help support. For Michael says, they will not turn back, they will not seek to find their old selves and their old choices. There we go. For they will be energetically not available. So their old selves, some may have really in immaturity, perhaps steeped into their immaturity, and some have made toxic choices, drinking and drugs, having sex and just keep on having partners because it was just a way of just fulfilling themselves in the moment, because there was a deeper emotional issue. These are the things to be aware of, and sometimes it just takes that higher understanding of that to really dissolve the lower energy and transform things. So understand that, and to understand that these types of behaviors are not going to continue, because just like you have gone through an awakening and you have said, I've never been the same after this. This has changed me. This awakening has completely changed me. I'm a completely different person than I was. The same holds true for your counterpart, because they're you. So understand that, remind yourself of that when somehow you slip back into losing faith or doubt. So Michael says there will only be movement and a new spark of light to guide the way. Yes. They will come to understandings. They will place all of their choices within their hearts in order to decide from there. The light has come for them, and they will become greater than they ever imagined their little selves to be. And that's really a very powerful line there. Yeah. They will become greater than they ever imagined their little selves to be. They will know the glory of the divine light and the ways in which this light has moved within their lives. So that all signifies their spiritual awakening, their heart activation, and becoming a lot more aware of the synchronicities, the signs, how the divine, how source has always been there for them and has played a part in their lives. And so they're going to take on those spiritual perspectives, and that's going to be so helpful when they're creating, new things for their lives. So helpful to raise their vibration and their frequency, which of course is going to help with the whole reunion process, help them to get into alignment. They will see the greater picture of their place within the world and how they are loved. I am personally, all right, this is the big one, guys. Okay, write this down or save this video. I am personally assisting, that's Michael, I am personally assisting all divine masculines with my troops of blue rays in order for them to fully transition on the path to reunion in which we are calling for. Now, I know from working with Michael, I wouldn't doubt that. So I'm going to say it again. I am personally assisting all divine masculines with my troops of blue rays in order for them to fully transition on the path to reunion in which we are calling for. Heck, I'm going to go for the power of three, the Trinity here. I am personally assisting all divine masculines with my troops of blue rays in order for them to fully transition on the path to reunion in which we are calling for. So mote it be. Amen. Okay, there's a power of three there for that. Divine Feminine, you are about to witness a turnaround for much of what has been concerning you. All is coming into place. This is all to make sense, and it will be the strength in which shall propel all forward in order to carry out missions that will be supporting the planetary ascension process. So some powerful words there from Archangel Michael, a powerful address there. My gosh, I mean, really, I would completely trust that. We ask all of you who are impatient or who are pleading for relief to be filled, to know that you have everything you need to complete what you have agreed upon. Okay? We have agreed to assist you before incarnation. All paths were reviewed and decided upon as successful and instrumental to the planet's ascension process. There were no mistakes, and though some have attempted to avoid their promise or have chosen off the path, now we're talking about free will, they will now be unable to do so, for our call for twins in the physical is strong and unfailing. Unfailing. Our divine will is to be done. Free will that has caused one to waver on their path had its adjustment period, in which now comes to a close. The Divine Mother and Father wishes to spread the Trinity far and wide in order to transmute all lower frequencies, so that only love shall reign in all areas of human affairs. The Trinity will come forth as the great waves of miraculous strength and love that shall overcome all hate, anger, and violence that the 3D has been able to sustain. The greater love frequencies that you all hold shall be greater still when beloveds join on the earth. This Christ consciousness of love, that's the third energy, is the gift of the coming years ahead. It is the antidote for all suffering. It is the way, as Jesus Christ had proclaimed. He is the way, and thus you are all now called to be the way. And just as Jesus Christ went through suffering and had transitioned in order to bring a greater love and far spread frequency, you will all be the representations of this. Free yourselves from the slavery of your former mind. Close the doors on all that has kept you limited and within fear. Now is the time to embrace the light of the December solstice gateway, and as the Druids have done within the ancient earthly customs, celebrate that light of transformation. That light that is the promise of a new cycle of life and growth, and revel in that promise. For Christianity has also continued the celebration of the light with the celebration of the miracles of the Christ child and the new promise of love upon the earth. Behold, the light, beautiful beloveds, the light is of you. Thank you for making this promise. Thank you for your bravery through all that has been tumultuous. It has not been easy. There has been much suffering and sacrifice, but this is not to be experienced or cycled up again. It ends with the light of December and all will be anew. We are assisting with all orchestrations and timing of the beloveds, and so please surrender and trust in our ability to perfectly execute this. We understand what would be in the highest good, and we are here to remove all interferences and obstacles that would wish to impede on the process of union. These will have no power to stop the great coming. It is done. Michael, I am. $38:38 on my timer. There you go. Synchronicity, folks. Right there. Wow. So really, really powerful messages. Super powerful messages. Ones in which really, I know for me, when I received these, really put me at ease with everything. So for me, I know I've been going through my own personal struggles, so there wasn't a worry there about my counterpart and him transitioning or anything like that, but just going through, just finishing up, closing the doors on my own healing work and the frustrations that were coming up lately. and a challenge for me to understand that I'm not in that place anymore of being, say not at ease or dis-ease. I'm not at that place anymore in the past where I was, and to not focus on that and to not put my intention there is going to do a heck of a lot of good, because everything is different and everything is moving forward. So it's about really staying present. Present with myself, present with my processes, and to not push my body too hard or just push myself too hard in any respect, and take the rests and that I need. And I know that I have been listening to that message, and I urge you out there to do the same. That if you are feeling a lot of exhaustion, if you're feeling a lot of ascension symptoms, if you are going through a lot right now, to not be in a place of resistance, because we can fall into that very easily, and not to let the commercialized holiday season put a damper on you. I know that's a challenge for many. We all want to see, the holiday season as this amazing Hallmark movie where everything is like, we're with our beloveds, we have our family, everything's wonderful, this is the best season of the year, I'm so happy and so joyful. And we have this perfect picture in our minds as to what we want to experience for that particular holiday, and then it's not there. Oh my gosh. So then at that point, we start getting down in the dumps and we start getting angry about what we don't have for that holiday season. If I can really recommend anything to you guys as far as this holiday season, try your best to don't even allow that to kill your mood. Don't allow that to bring in thoughts of lack, okay? Only focus on what the truth is, and which Archangel Michael had spoken so eloquently about and so directly and strongly about, is what's happening, and that we do have everything that we need. But we also have to understand that there is timing that comes into play, there's orchestration that comes into play, and that also very importantly, and Michael says this to me all the time, is that we can choose to be happy now, okay? And we can. So it's not about that we don't have to choose to view ourselves as having lack. We don't have to choose to see the holiday season as a very lonely season that's terrible and I hate it and all this. We don't have to do that. Despite our situations, even if things with the family or your situation is less than what you would really desire it to be, we can't control other people. So the only thing we can do is control ourselves, right? So you are the one that can change your thoughts. You are the one that could change your perspective. You can bring joy, and you can bring the Yuletide season and the Christmas spirit, as they say. You can bring that spirit there anytime you wish for it, okay? And here's a prime example. Yep. There you go. There is my elf hat. Kind of wish there was like a little bell on there, but for any of you who know me, you know I love fairies. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a winter magic video, I think. But the thing is that we can choose to have fun. We can choose to bring joy into our lives. We can. So we don't have to sit in a victim type of energy at all. So I'm hoping that will help you guys. And however you wish to spend the season, whatever is going to make you happy, you don't have to, partake in every single commercialism of Christmas or anything like that. We can focus on things such as the winter solstice and the old ways, the old earthly ways in which they celebrated this season. We don't have to listen to Christmas music that, maybe you don't resonate with. Maybe try listening to some music that's maybe older or more instrumental. Whatever is going to speak to your spirit. Maybe get an elf hat, maybe a cheesy Christmas sweater. Cheesy sometimes is the antidote. It really is. Whatever you need to do. But I wish everyone love and joy and peace, hope and faith, and I'm hoping that everyone is going to have a very blessed holiday season going into the new year. So mote be. And thank you so much for everyone who took the time to listen to this message, for everyone who followed. And remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Take care. Have a joyful one. Take care. Bye.